This conference will now be recorded.
Like others like Faiz and Rajesh, so who are connected. So this is more like a business scenario, so where you can explain it in the interviews. Okay, so this is actually we actually built this in real time also, same tables, no change at all. Maybe there are some additional filters, variables, there are a lot of additional things, but the tables are same, basic model. Even in Hana also we will I worked on a project called logistics, some project. Even calculation views, we'll build those calculation views according to the project. So we will cover both, like a real-time scenario and a normal topic, both at a single time, rather than going with the normal tables. First knowing the options and then building the business scenarios. We'll do in parallel, so you get a better understanding. So I'm gonna first, right, for analytic view, the dimensions are attributes views in general. Okay, so I'm gonna first build this material mass rate attribute view, customer mass rate attribute view, and sales mass rate attribute views. So I'm gonna build first these three mass rate attribute views, dimensions first, and then we'll create an analytic view. Okay, so in this HANA 52, I'm creating a new package. So here, let's create a new package altogether in HANA 52, sub package kind of thing. I say it as something like billing package. Description is sales orders billing model. Now this is a package. In that, let's begin. Let's create first attribute views. So let's get your dimensions rolling first, and then okay, so Z. So ZATR underscore material mass data. I say it as material. Let's say finish. So what are the three tables I need to build my material mass data model? MARA, MAKT, MVKE. So pick these tables from either HANA schema or best schema. Pick MARA table from best schema, then MAKT, then MVKE. So MVKE underscore FF or MVKE both are same. So now absolutely fine. So these are the three tables. First check the data in the tables. Go right click on table, go to data preview. So here best and Mara table is not having any data. So right click,
Sir,
let's remove this table.
Mara underscore
Yes.
FF, I have extracted it.
Okay, I created a Mara table from HANA schema. I'm using it. You can use yours. So now I'm picking the Mara table from HANA schema. See here. So pick Mara table from HANA schema, rest of the tables from, so go to Mara, go to data preview. So now you have the data. Fine. So you can use tables from both the schemas, no issues at all. So now I have MAKT and MVKE tables from best schema and Mara table from Hana schema. Super. So now I have three tables ready. So what we do, let's join them. So the common column is always client to client and material number to material number. So I'm going with an inner join. For any material tables, guys, material number is the common column. Always keep it in brain. So client is also anyway common. So MVK underscore FF. So let's again here MAKT to client, material number to material number. All are inner joins. So now let's pick the data. Let's pick the required columns. From Mara table, I pick client, material number, material type, material group. So don't pick the measures. Customer is not required. I take some 5 columns, 6 columns from this. So here I pick sales organization. Anyway, I'll take them from this. Delivery unit. Pricing reference of your material. And then here material language and material description. You got two types of material descriptions. Material description lowercase and uppercase, nothing else. Okay, so I selected the required columns. So I make material and material number as columns. So go with the cross client, validate, activate, go for a data preview, raw data. So now you got the data. So you got client, material number, material group, material type, industry sector. So this is not no data here. So language is English, German, and you see the description. So now you got it fine. So now we have three tables and we got front. So now the material mass data attribute view has been created successfully. So now what's the next step? So let's create this customer mass data with, okay, attribute view for customer mass data. In fact, I have the attribute view for customer mass data here, but it's actually having three tables. So guys, we have the option right click and say refactor, and you can move this attribute view from one folder to other folder, or you can copy and you can create also. So I pick the option, say copy my customer mass data attribute view. Right click and say now paste your customer mass data attribute view. Okay, give it a different name. So now you can see here I pasted from here, copied. So means you have the same attribute view copied from one package to the other package. Then I go to this attribute view and make the changes, whatever. I don't want K and VV table now, because for the customer master data attribute view, I want only K and A1 and K and B1. So if you pick the option of move, right click and say go to refactor and say move. So it will be removed from this package and it will be again recreated here. If you pick the option of copy, what happens means your original attribute view is not at all changed. So I'm making a copy, I'm pasting it in a new package, right? So earlier it is in HANA 52, now we pasted to HANA 52 billing package, and I'm making the change in the new one. Okay, the original one is not affected. Okay, I don't want K and VV table. Right click and say now remove the K and VV table. So now we're creating this attribute view only on K and A1 and K and B1 tables. So now join them, client to client, customer number to customer number. So from K and A1 table, I pick customer number, country, city, region, and address. So these columns I pick. From K and B1 table, I select company code, reconciliation account, others group, and planning group. So I just select these columns, K and A1 and K and B1 table. I select client and customer number as key columns. Go to view properties. It's a cross client hierarchies. So you have the same hierarchy copied here also. If you want, you can change the hierarchy. I'm not changing the hierarchy. So country, region, city, and address. Super. So now let's validate your attribute view. Okay, now second attribute view, instead of creating it from the scratch, I copied from the existing and I made a change here. So if you go to your original attribute view, it is not saved. It has again KNA1, KNB1, and KNVV, but your copied one will be changed. So in the raw data, you have a beautiful set of data here. Super. Now what we use, so your customer master data attribute view is ready. Now your material master data attribute view is ready. So what's the next step? So create a third one, that is sales master data attribute view. So I'm in the billing, I'm creating the third attribute view. So before that, let me check the data once. Absolutely fine data. Client, customer number, sales organization, distribution channel, division, authorization group anyway selected there. I select sales group, sales office, delivery priority, credit control. I just select these columns. So if you pick this option, guys, you don't see the properties. Now you see this in a full screen. Again, if you click the middle option, so it will again restore. If you select this option, now it will be a full screen kind of thing. Again, click this restore. So if you have multiple tables, you don't want to see the properties, you can close the properties bar also. So this one, if you close this, so it will be like this. So you can use this, and you can also move here. Just right now your KNVV table is ready. Sales master data attribute. You go to your semantics. No need to select the key columns because it's a single table. Which is cross client. Let's pick it as cross client. No hierarchies. Let's check your sales master data attribute view and go for its data preview once. Data preview of your attribute view. Go to the raw data. Oh my god, we don't have data for a lot of columns. Right. So now you have your three mass data models ready. So now you have your dimensions ready. So what's the next step? Uh, let's create an analytic view with these dimensions and fact tables as VBRK and VBRP. So I'm gonna build a building model now. So guys, clear so far, right? So we are ready with attribute views. We are ready with the dimensions. Okay, everyone.
Yes, sir, clear.
Right. Others.
Okay, Satya.
Yes.
Perfect. So now let's build an analytic view. So go to your building model, right click. So now I'm building an analytic view here. ZANV underscore. So now I given the technical name. Okay, ECC is not required anyway. CNV billing model. So sales and distribution, SD billing, transaction data model. So this is an analytic view type. Analytic view don't have any subtypes. So let's say finish. Now you have data foundation and you have a star join. You have two nodes here. So whatever the tables you want to join as part of your fact table, so they will be given in data foundation. Means these two tables will be added in the data foundation, and your attribute views will be added in that star join. Attribute views will be added as star join here. Okay. So now I'm going for a data foundation. So what I do is I add VBRK and VBRP tables. I pick the option as VBRK from Hana schema, also VBRP from Hana or best anything is fine. Let me check the data once. Right click data preview of VBRK. Super VBRP. Absolutely fine. So guys, though you have two tables selected as part of fact table, so the major rule of analytic view is, this is very important rule. So we can combine or join multiple transaction data tables to form fact table, but measures should be okay. I'm sorry. Some measures should be always allocated from a single table. That was the major. Uh, so though I'm creating two tables as to combining two tables to form a fact table, but the basic rule is measures should be selected only from a single table. Right. So here, if you see here, so dimensions are attribute views. Fact table means one or more database tables can be combined to form a fact table. So in general, from dimensions, we can have only attributes because they are attribute views only. Whereas from fact tables, we can select both attributes and measures. Okay. Okay. So you cannot select a measure from two tables, only from one table you have to select. That will become your central table. Okay, so measures should be always, though we combine multiple tables or though we join multiple tables to form a fact table, measures should be allocated from a single table. We call it as central table. Means though I'm joining VBRK and VBRP to form my sales transaction data model, I'll be selecting measure from either VBRK or VBRP. VBRP is better choice because that's a sales billing item table. Item tables will have more measures. VBRK is like a header table. Header don't have multiple measures. So I'm making my VBRP as a central table and I'm selecting measures. So what if then you can ask me, so what is the use of a VBRK table? Then what is the point of creating a VBRK table in a fact table? Why can't you directly create it as a dimension, right? So if you're not selecting a measure, then what is the point? So simple question. There should be a simple question in your brain. So if I am not selecting any attribute, any measure from VBRK table, then what is the point of having it as a fact table? What is the point of having it in a data foundation layer? Why can't we create an attribute view on VBRK table and join it as a dimension? Because joining it as a dimensions will give you multiple, it gives us even better performance, right? The major advantage of a star join is always high performance. Okay, the reason is very simple. So why we select multiple tables in the fact table is, so your VBRP table might not have common columns, because now, so we have to join. So what is the major rule of a star join, guys? So it contains one central fact table surrounded by multiple dimension tables. Okay, fact table and so dimensions are joined using common columns. Don't forget that. There should be some common column between fact and dimension tables, right? So that's a star model. So fact table has to become joined with dimensions. Okay. So there is a violation of star schema. So no joining multiple dimensions. Okay. It's a star schema violation. So then we cannot call it as a star schema. So the only point is all the three dimensions, your middle mass data dimension or your customer mass data dimension, your sales mass data dimensions, all these three attribute views should be joined with only of your fact table, right? Am I correct? They has to be connected to your fact table. Okay, for suppose VBRP is my fact table, but my VBRP is not having common columns with all these three dimensions. Then how can I join? Then how can I join this VBRP table with all these three dimensions? In that case, we take help of supporting table. We select VBRK table, which is having some common columns with any of these three dimensions, and it is also having some common column with VBRP table. So in that case, what happens now? These two VBRK and VBRP combinedly form your fact table, and they will have common columns for all the dimensions. Is it clear? Guys, my point is clear.
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay, so that's the reason. See here. Now, if you go with VBRP, okay, this VBRP won't have common columns with. So this VBRP don't have customer number to join with your customer master data table. Okay, maybe it has something like Mara material number. It might have. VBRP has material number, so it can be connected with material master data view, but it don't have Kunnar customer number to connect with your customer master data table. Whereas if you go with VBRK,
So
VBRK
whatever the
something.
dimensions we are having need to select in the output, they have to be present in your fact table also, right? All the dimensions to do the
Yes,
mapping.
yes.
Okay.
Then only star join is possible.
Stars map, yeah.
Right, now let's join these tables. So now I'm joining VBRK and VBRP tables. So the common column between VBRK and VBRP is client and client billing document number. So always the document number should be the common column. So from VBRK, sorry, just give me a minute. I select this client billing document number, billing type, I select billing category, I select. To join with MVKE tables, I'm selecting sales organization and distribution channel. Okay, so these are the common columns for not MVK, K and VV table. If you observe carefully, if I go to sales mass data model, data preview of the sales mass data model. So if you go to raw data, you have sales organization and sales distribution channel, VTWG. If you see here, VKORG, VTWG. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm suffering with cold. Now I select this billing date.
Again, Satya. Again, you're frequently getting cold.
I have this sinusitis problem, and during winter it becomes heavy. So and during seasonal changes initially,
Okay.
but it's okay. It's like so me and cold is very best friends. I'm quite used to this actually. Now oh my god, this all recorded. Uh, so I just pick sold to party. Generally, guys, customer number or sold to party both are same. In fact, okay, so customer number or sold to party both are same. I'm just picking sold to party so that I can connect with this customer mass data attribute we see here. So if I go to the customer mass data attribute view, so I have Kunna, right, customer number. So I'm selecting sold to party or customer number, both are same, so there is no difference. Okay, so to whom we sell, it's always the customer, right? I select something like division. I select some additional columns also. I can actually select some additional columns. Okay, I selected these columns. Now from VBRP, I select the billing item. Okay, I select this here document currency also. This is very important. Sales document currency from VBRK table. Okay. So I say billing quantity in stock keeping unit. So I say I select that. Then I have net weight, gross weight, weight unit. I'm selecting the measures now. I'll select sales unit also. Then whatever I need, I just select. See you guys, to link to join this with material mass data models, I select material number. Then I select item type. Do we selected anywhere product hierarchy? Somewhere in the sales mass data model. Do we selected product hierarchy somewhere? It is not there in the sales table. Okay, I'll go here. In the planning model only, I select this product hierarchy. That is very important. I'm just selecting some important columns which I feel will work. So plant is also a good thing. Cost center I select. Sales group, and anyway sales officer selected. Entry time is already selected. So cost in document currency, I already created the document currency. I'm picking the cost in document currency. I have net value of the billing. So this is one thing I just forgot. Okay, I select these columns. So I selected a lot of columns from this. Okay, VBRK and VBRP tables. I joined and I selected the required columns. Now I go to the star join. So these are the columns we have as part of data foundation. Now you can add your dimensions. I'm adding ZATR underscore customer mass data attribute. No, this is here. Sales mass data attribute we added. Add another attribute we call ZAT. Add material mass data attribute view. add all the three attributes you see here. ZATR material mass data, ZATR sales mass data, and ZAT customer mass data. Yes, all the three mass data attribute views, all the dimensions, whatever I need as part of star join, I added them here. So now what I do here, let's see. Now I make a star join. So let's close these properties. I'm making it a full screen. So when you're doing this, you just always use your screen completely. Okay. So use like this when you're modeling this stuff. So utilize your entire screen, please. That is highly suggested always. Now let's join your customer mass data view with this one. So now I'm joining client. So now you got an understanding, right? So for customer number, to join with customer and sales mass data attribute view, I used this VBRK table. So because VBRP has no common columns here. Now I join client with client. So where you have client with client, and I join. So here it is a customer number, right? I pick sold to party with sold customer number. Okay. So then what are the columns you need from this customer mass data attribute? You add them. So let me check the data first. Customer mass data attribute, you go to data preview. I'm having the data for Booker's account. I select company code account. This authorization group and planning group are not having data. There is no point of selecting them, right? Anyway, client is selected there, so I'm not selecting. Customer number I pick, country, city, region, and address. So I'm selecting all the 4 columns. I select these 7 columns for customer mass data attribute view. Now let's join with sales mass data attribute view, client to client. Then I join sales organization to sales organization, distribution channel to distribution channel. So guys, this is like a master data, right? It's like a mass data join to this one. So you can make this join as, go to the properties of join and make this, I'm sorry. So go back to your properties. Okay. Edit your join. Sorry, not properties. So join type is referential only, super. So if you validate also, so cardinality I give it as data foundation is left table, and this one. So cardinality is n=1. The reason, so because for one customer number in customer mass data table, you can have n transactions on the same customer, right? So n=1 cardinality, super fine. It's up to you whether you maintain the cardinality or not. It's okay, not a big deal. Edit. So this is also a referential join, absolutely fine. Okay. So that is your referential joins. Between your mass data and transaction data tables. Now I join my client with client, but this time, so guys, if I join my client with client, sorry, from sales mass data view, let me select the required columns, uncheck the not required columns. I go to sales mass data attribute view. Sorry. I click on sales mass data attribute view, go to the data preview. I'm just picking the columns which are having the data. So client customer number is not required, sales organization, distribution channel, division. I select these three, remaining are not having any data. So these are not having the data, I'm unchecking them. There is no point of selecting them. So I just select only these three columns, super, customer number and client.
Hello, sir, can't hear you.
Okay, I select only these three columns, sales organization, distribution channel and division here. Okay, now I just selected the required columns from the mass data views. Now let's join with your material mass data attribute view from client to client. Let's make a join from client to client. And then material number to material number. Okay, clear everyone? Clear so far? You all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
now I select this. So now from the material mass data attribute, we select the required columns. Let's say go to data preview. Material number, material type, material group, material category. Do I have the data in material category? No data. No data in material category. Industry sector, I'll use it. Delivery unit is not there. Delivery unit is not having any data. Reference metal is not having any data. Language key. Do you want really? I'm not big fan of language key. So I remove it. Okay, maybe I'll use a text join. later stage. So I'm removing the language key as of now. I just want to show the data only for material number, material type, material group, industry sector, and that's it. I just need only 4 columns. I'll select this material description later stage. Okay, I selected only 4 columns from the material mass data. So now, so please check here. So you see the last here, you can please watch out my cursor. There is an option of auto layout on the bottom right corner. So if I click on auto layout, now you see the layout in an automated format. Okay, so this is now a star model, guys. So now we join your central fact tables data foundation with your multiple dimensions. Clear, everyone? Clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. But this will surely throw out an error. Anyone, what might be the reason to throw out an error? I'll explain you. See here. So here the client and sold to party both are selected from. So if I just come out to the data foundation, if I click on data foundation, client and sold to party both are selected from VBRK table. Fine. So here there is no problem for this customer mass data. There is no problem for sales also. The problem is with material mass data. In material mass data, attribute is connected to client and connected to material number. If you go to the data foundation, client is selected from VBRK table, whereas material number is selected from VBRP table. Means actually this join is connecting 2 tables. Okay, so as we are connecting the 2 tables, so then it will throw out an error. Surely it will throw out an error. I want to show the error, so that's why I'm making this join as it is. Once it throw out the error, you have to remove the join between client to client. I'll show you clearly. So now your thing ready. So star join ready. Now let's go back to your semantics. So in the semantics, you see local and shade. Whatever be the attributes you selected from the attribute views, you see them under shade. So whatever you hidden in the sales mass data view, whatever you unselected here, they will be in the hidden mode. Whatever you selected, you can see from sales mass data attribute, we have selected sales organization, distribution channel, and division. From metal mass data, I selected metal number, metal type, metal group, and industry sector. From customer mass data, I selected company code, reconciliation, customer number, country key. So I selected a lot of columns here. So whatever you selected, you see here. Whatever you unchecked, you see them in the hidden mode. Fine, super. So what are the attributes you selected from attribute view? See them under shade. Why we see them under shade means the same attribute view can be used under multiple analytic views, guys. So that's why they are under shade. And what are be the attributes and measures we selected from data foundations? So they will be under local folder. They are under local. You can see them under local. So and here the type, see these are by default as they are from attribute views, but they are by default identified as attributes. But here these are from fact table. You have to manually assign them attributes and measures. Client is an attribute. I select it as attribute. Sales document number attribute. Sorry, billing document number is always attribute. Billing type attribute. You can assign here also attribute. Okay. Okay, billing creation date, billing category attribute, sales organization attribute, distribution channel attribute. You can go for an option here, auto assign. The system will assign, but I want to manually assign for the first time. From next time onwards, I'll use this auto assign. Billing priority attribute, sold to party attribute. Guys, if you observe carefully, sales organization, distribution channel, and sold to party were also selected here. Am I correct? Customer number is selected here. So there is no point of selecting sold to party here. So hide it. So if you hide it, you don't see it in the model. Sales organization, if you go to the top, sales organization, distribution channel are selected. So there is no point of selecting them here. So sales organization I'm hiding, distribution channel I'm hiding. I'm hiding the columns whatever already selected. some hiding sold to party also. Okay, you hide the columns which you don't need. Division attribute. So division also selected here, so I hide it. I hide the division as well. Billing item number attribute. Currency is always attribute. Zero currency is always characteristic object. Billing quantity guys, quantity means it's a measure. Please, it's a quantity measure. Net weight measure. You can go here and pick the option called mark as measure. Cross weight measure. Weight unit is again attribute. Unit or currency is always attribute. Sales unit attribute. Okay, material number is always an attribute. And again, material number is already selected here, so I'm just hiding the material number. Item type attribute. Product hierarchy attribute. Plant attribute. Cost center attribute. Whenever you see a AB, that is attribute always. 1 2 means measures. So here cost in document currency measure. Net value measure. I manually mark them as attributes and measures. If you click on automation, system will take care of it. Okay, so now in the local we had some attributes and measures, and we hidden the columns which we don't want to see it in output. So now you have to measure some keys. The key should be always from a central table. I select this product hierarchy and plant. So these two are selected from VBRP only, right? So product hierarchy and plants. I'm just measuring. I'm just making a mess. So that VBRP table will become central table now. So go to view properties. It's a cube. So data category for analytic view is always cube. So default client is always cross client. Always cross client because the tables are from ECC. So remaining analytic privileges, column view names, I'll discuss them. Hierarchies. Guys, we cannot create a hierarchy under analytic views. Always keep it in brain. So hierarchies can be created only on attribute and calculation views. This is an interview question actually. Okay. Hierarchies cannot be created under analytic view. You can create hierarchies only in attribute and calculation views. But hierarchies created in attribute views which are part of analytic views will be automatically consumed into analytic view. Okay, so generally we cannot create a hierarchy in analytic view, but the hierarchy, so the location based hierarchy which is created in customer mass data attribute view, so which is part of your analytic view, will be automatically consumed into the analytic view. Now your analytic view has hierarchy, location hierarchy, but it is not created at analytic view. It is created at the customer mass data attribute view, so which is consumed into the analytic view. Okay, so clear? Everyone. So we got a concept of variables and input parameters. They are very, very important. I focus on them for 2 days. So, but as of now, my agenda is creating a basic analytic view. I'll focus on these variables and input parameters in the coming sessions. Say okay. So now this will throw out an error. See here, it is completed with errors. What is error? So logical joins two different physical tables in the data foundation of analytic view. So we have a logical join to different tables. So if you get that logical join to different tables, means here this metal mass data table is joining with client to client and metal number to metal number. This is like joining with two different tables. So that was the error. So now I remove this client to client mapping. Right click, let's remove it. If you get a logical join error, then you check. So whether all the columns, okay, when you're joining your attribute with the data foundation, make sure all the columns in the data foundation which you are joining with your attribute view should be selected from single table. That was the major error you get in analytic view always. Now go back, now validate again. So this time again we have another error. Okay, so division must be unique. It is already used in the sales mass data attribute. So we have a division column which is there. So I remove it. So validate again. Same. I'll do one thing. So as you have division here and division here, I'll do one thing. I'll add it here. I'll go to VBRK, VBRP. From here, I already have the division column in the attribute view. So there is no point of selecting the division again in the data foundation. So I'm just removing it. Say okay. Okay, I removed the division from the data foundation. Now do you see division here? You don't see any division here. So let's validate again. So this time it is with warning super. Now let's say activate your analytic view. So now your analytic view has been created successfully. Okay, now your analytic view is successful. Now let's go to the data preview of your analytic view. So go to raw data. This will take some time because it has to execute a lot of joins. So now you can see the data: sales organization, distribution channel, division, material number, material type. So data from different mass data attribute views: customer number, country, city, region, address. Now you see the data from data foundation, right? Sales document number, billing document number, billing type, billing category. Okay, so material number, plant. Then at last you see your measures. Okay, you see your measures here. These are your measures: cost, net values, gross weight, net weight. You see the data here, measures at the last. So now this is the beauty. Now we created a transaction data model, guys, a perfect transaction data model. So you're seeing only the 1000 rows, that's it. It doesn't mean this model is having 1000 rows. So maximum rows you can see here is 5000, not beyond 5000, not beyond 5000 rows, because only developer will view the data here. Okay, now you can see 5000 rows. If you want to see the number of records here, go to distinct values and say pick the option called where is client. Where is your client? VK is partner network. Okay, anything I can select. I select your country. I select land one. Land one means country. So you have around 34,000 plus 30,000, 64,000, total some 66,000 records total. You got some 66,000 records here. 34,000 records for US, 30,000 records in Germany, Italy 864, Great Britain 436, Norway. It's like that, Canada. So you see the data in different countries. Okay, now if you go to sales organization, double click on sales organization. So now you see the data. So distinct values, this is nothing but distinct values. how many times your sales organizations are getting repeated. Okay, you see the same, almost 66,000 records you have here. Okay, that is so 66,000 records is, it's a good amount here, I can say. That is a good amount. Right. So so now we have our analytic view created successfully. Okay. So so this is a beautiful model. So I'll speak about in details of analytic view. We can create some calculated dimensions, measures. We can create some input variables, input parameters. We can do a lot of activities here. Okay. So I stop here for today. So thank you all. Have a great day. So we'll meet tomorrow for the other aspects. Okay, everyone. So thank you so much.